Welcome back, everyone. I am so sorry. I just did a live stream a minute ago and the camera was flipped the wrong direction. So what we're doing today is we're testing beta 10.6.1 of Tesla's full self-driving suite. It is nighttime, so it's a little bit dark already, but bear with me. We're going to go ahead and run this on my normal route and see if there are any improvements. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. Now, 10.6.1 came out tonight. I just got the upload and I just installed it. 10.6 evidently had some issues, some strange quirks or whatever, as Elon Musk pointed out on Twitter. And so they did a point release. Now, we're coming up to our first right-hand corner here. And we're gonna see if it's any better at peaking and then sort of going through quickly. And it's still really slow through here, a little bit better than normal. Sometimes that intersection takes a painfully long time, so that wasn't too bad. Let's go ahead and see how we do on the next one. Now, this is a left-hand turn, and it notoriously has a difficult time here. What it ends up doing for the most part is really going out far into the intersection because there are cars parked on the left and right hand side of the road. And we're inching out, it's still thinking, and we're stopped in the middle of an intersection. Not good. Oh man. All right. No improvement there. That's still insanely dangerous. I went ahead and reported it. And the only reason I'm letting it just do its own thing and I'm not intervening there is just because there's very little traffic since it's so late at night, and I'm okay with just letting it kind of do its thing. Now, the reason I run this route normally is because it's dense residential. I live in an urban downtown area. There are lots of cars on the sides of the streets. It's low visibility. There's all these blind corners. And so I think it's a really good test for full self-driving. Let's see how this handles the normal stops where we're still going straight, no problem. One thing I'll notice is when it's coming up to a stop like that, it's stopping really quickly and then taking off again. It's really sure-footed compared to earlier builds. It seems to accelerate and go off after the corner or after the stop quite a bit faster than it did before, which is a welcome change, especially for people following behind you, I'm sure. Right, we got a guy getting into his car, no problem. You can see it on the screen there. Now we're gonna have just a couple more blocks where we're going straight. This is sort of the easy stuff for full self-driving. It really excels in these situations. And we're off again. No problems with that four-way stop. Next up, we're going to be coming up on another right-hand corner. Let's see if it takes a long time to get through as it's sort of peaking for visibility. That is one of the things in the release notes that it noted, is that it should be a little bit better at those situations and kind of detecting obstacles around it and the speed and velocity of vehicles and such. So let's see if that's the case. We've got our right-hand corner. And this one's pretty easy to see in the left side, and so, yep, no problems. Really natural. It gets over to the right-hand side of the road, and then it's gonna notice these cars up here and presumably get over more into the middle. Yep, great job. Now, this next intersection, really problematic for the car for the most part. There's usually cars parked on the left and right hand side of the road, and so it has to creep out really far in order to see and kind of decide if it's going to go across the intersection or not. I'm also starting to wonder if it's seeing not only the stop sign here at my corner, but the one across the street as well, and maybe that's throwing it off. So let's see, creeping out for visibility, and we're going. And it stopped. Okay, so I think it is reading both stop signs even though it shouldn't be paying attention to that one. Construction dumpster up here. Nice. It crossed the yellow dash line a little bit so that it could go past that section. And we're at the first stop. I'm gonna go ahead and put in another kind of generic address a few blocks away, and we'll see if it routes us there. Yep, and we're off. Now, of course, I'm gonna do some more tests tomorrow during the day, see how it does, but I wanted to get a quick baseline since I've been doing most of these initial first drives at night and along this same route. So we're gonna come up here. It's another right-hand turn. Again, low visibility. See how it handles. Make sure it's gonna miss that curb. All right, not too bad, a little shaky, but not too bad. This area up here is a little strange. There's some medians that are in the middle of the road that kind of jut out and then back. But as you can see with the visualization on the screen, the car really has no problems reading all of that. You can see it sees the fork up here. It sees, you know, all of the objects that are in the middle. Not a problem. Now, one thing I'd like to test is, let's just try this now, how fast it decelerates. So right now it's reading the speed limit signs and it's going 30. What happens if we drop it to 25? It still takes quite a while to slow down, which is somewhat problematic if you're going to, you know, like a school zone or something. It still doesn't natively handle school zones. It won't automatically slow down when the flashing yellow's on. So that's something that they can definitely still improve. Got a car turning in front of us, no problem. If you remember the old Navigate on Autopilot, if you use that on city streets, if a car would have turned in front of you like that, our car would have abruptly halted or come to a stop, jammed on the brakes. But full self-driving doesn't do that anymore. It's much more sure of itself than the old Navigate on Autopilot was. I will say overall the car feels quite a bit smoother than some of the previous builds. More natural, more human-like when it's just driving on streets like this. Got this guy riding my bumper. I think he doesn't like me going the speed limit. And we should be coming up for a right-hand corner. Here we go, turn signal on. And beautifully handled. There's a car parked right here, car swerved out. Perfect. That was very natural, very human-like. And you'll notice, you know, there's a lot of cars parked on either side of the road here. And the car's going up the middle, but then when there are breaks like this, it does get back over to that right-hand side, which is very natural, very human-like. It's exactly what you would hope for. It's going quite a bit slower, but that's okay. All right, there's a lot of cross traffic at this intersection. And there, again, are cars parked on the left. There's a car coming. And not too bad. I'm curious what would have happened if that car that was coming towards us was a little closer, but overall not bad. It had visibility and then it went fairly quickly after that. See how it handles. There's a big trailer up in front of us here on the left. Problem. All right, and that's about it. Pretty smooth overall, not bad. I think there's definitely some improvements. As you can see, there's still areas where there needs to be some work done, especially on those left-hand turns and such. Also, you know, when there's stop signs on either side of the road, there's some issues there. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be doing these tests all the time as new builds and releases come out, and you can follow along and see how Tesla is progressing with all this. So thank you so much. We'll see you next time.